Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslimah life coach. Welcome to day 8 of my Ramadan Reflections. I will try and keep it really short because it's very late and subhanAllah, it's been a long day. How is your day gone? The 8th day of Ramadan, still within the first 10 days of this beautiful month reserved for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. And in that vein, I'd like to speak about mercy, but through the lens of what is that? I've had some amazing conversations which, subhanAllah, there are no coincidences, but it's rather telling that in the conversations that I've had today, a running theme, even though the conversations have not been connected, it's completely separate entities, completely separate clients, completely separate situations actually, but this element of self-care and mercy and how to do that. How do we do self-care? What is that? What does it look like to actually bestow and have mercy for yourself during this beautiful month, or actually in general? And there was this view that self-care is, going to a spa or getting your nails done or, having a bubble bath or a hot cup of tea. And although there are elements to that, if that's your thing, if that's what you like, then alhamdulillah, that's great. But the self-care and the mercy, I believe, actually goes deeper than that. It goes deeper to it not being an option, but it being a very firm priority, that your self-care, that being merciful to yourself, isn't when you have time, isn't when everything else is ticking along, isn't when when the kids are sorted, when the business is sorted, when my home's okay, when my my husband, when my spouse, when my family are all right. I'm going through quite a bit at the moment. When that's all sorted, then I might have some time for myself. I might have some headspace to think about me. But whilst all of this is going on, no, can't do it. And in the conversations I've had, it's like you become optional in your life, but everyone else is like the priority, is like the fard. It is incumbent upon you to look after everyone else, to be everything else to everyone else, to be everything to all of those around you, whether it be your family, your home, your business, your community, and that you kind of take a back seat. But that will only take you so far before the niggling frustrations. And I find this a lot, especially for myself, but also in the conversations that I've had, that there may have been these wonderful intentions to start Ramadan, and wherever you are starting Ramadan, if you hit the ground running and you're really super enthusiastic, or it's more of a slow burn, or it's just it gets here and you think Ramadan's here already, didn't see that coming, things were just so fast paced and now it's here. However you have approached the month of Ramadan, wherever you're at right now, is it where you want to be? Because we can spend all day long thinking, okay, I've not done enough, I've not read enough, I've not performed enough ibadah. But what is enough? What is enough for you? What is the required, what is this elusive magic number of hours or tasks or acts of worship that are enough? And in that questioning, where is there the mercy? Is there mercy for yourself? Are you setting yourself very, very, not just high expectations of this month, but almost impossible expectations of this month? Are you setting yourself to fail? Are you setting yourself up to not achieve this, everything that you've set yourself the task of achieving this month? Or have you set yourself no goals, no Ramadan goals, but still think that what you're doing isn't enough because you've not actually quantified, you've not actually made the decision of what enough looks like? It's like, looking for something in a dark room. You think it's in there, not too sure, you can't see, but you're kind of feeling your way around. If you don't find it, you're going to feel really, really bad about yourself. But if you don't know what you're looking for, how do you even go about finding it? Now, I know I'm talking more in riddles now because you can tell I'm a bit tired. But in terms of the mercy that you can show for yourself, it is more about setting yourself kind, realistic, small, achievable chunks, if you like, of what you want to do, who you want to be, and how you want to feel this Ramadan. Because that is the feeling that you're looking for. There's no policy of you have to do, apart from the fasting, there is no, like, you have to fast, and the tenets around fasting are quite strict in terms of, you know, from sunrise to sunset fasting. But the way in which you carry that out, or the amount of Quran, or the amount of ibadah, the amount of worship that you do, there's no fixed amount, there's no law, there's no rule there. What is enough in Ramadan for you is very much subjective, because everyone is at a different stage. Everyone is experiencing this month in a very different way. What might be someone's goal for Ramadan may be completely different to someone else's. But staying within what you want to do, what you can do, and how you want to feel doing it. Because this month isn't all about the box ticking exercises, right? I've done so many pages of Quran, I've prayed so many rahas of Taraweeh, even though they're a good parameter to keep you on track. But in and of themselves, will they give you that feeling that you are looking for? And I'm not bagging on, you know, the extra Taraweeh, the Taraweeh prayers, or the extra Nafil, or how much Quran, not at all. Subhanallah, you know, no, not at all. But is that in and of itself going to give you that Ramadan feeling that you're looking for? Because we're all searching for that feeling of we are connected, or we are doing enough, that we are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we are observing this month. And for some people, just the fact that they are here, just the fact that they are, and I say just as if it's you know, the least, it's not. For some people, fasting is really, 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 really hard. And it's not just about the fasting of the food, it's the fasting of the tongue, it's the not doing what you usually do, even though it's halal generally, it's not doing that. But it's also that difficulty, or that struggle in abstaining from food, in abstaining from you know, all of the other habits that you may usually have. You know, it could be very, very difficult. And so to think about anything beyond that is very overwhelming. But the fact that there is an element of observing this month, and a nod to this is Ramadan, and whichever way that you are experiencing it and you are observing it, to have mercy upon yourself and to actually show yourself kindness is to give yourself a break. And I asked someone this today. She asked, what does that even look like? What does mercy, what does self-care, what does being kind to myself even look like? Because there's so much that I feel that I should be doing, I could be doing, I'm expected to be doing, and it's just getting too much. And we spoke about it, but what would you do, not just in Ramadan, but let's just say, how would you live your life if tomorrow morning you woke up and you had amnesia and you couldn't remember anything? What would you do? Without any kind of expectation of what you should be doing, what you haven't done enough of. If you had a blank canvas, what would you do? You'd know your name. Sorry, we're not a complete amnesia, but you'd know your name, you'd know your family, you'd know where you live, but you woke up and you had no memory of your usual routines. What would you do? That is, thinking about that What would you do? That is a blank canvas, because what you would do is not based on shoulda, woulda, couldas. It's not based on a sense of not having done enough. Going from there without any kind of pre-input, pre-packaged thoughts and expectations, your next step would be what you're inclined to do, what is calling for you to do, what you want to do, what you decide to do, based on you and your level of thinking right then. In this now very long video, what I wanted to ask is, how are you experiencing this Ramadan? What's the feeling that you're feeling experiencing this Ramadan? And you get to decide. You get to decide how you experience it. You get to decide how you observe this month of Ramadan. You get to decide how you interact with others, how you relate to Allah, how you choose to do that, how you decide to connect, how you decide to show up in all of the areas of your life. Not based on, well, sometimes it's, well, so-and-so's doing this and I feel that I should be doing it, or, how comes she can do everything and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my word, I can't do anything. Without all of that, doing what you can with what you've got, and knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees what you do. He knows what's in your heart. He knows your struggles. Being kind to yourself is to allow that mercy that you want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enter your heart, but for you to intentionally and purposefully decide to be kind to yourself, and in the awareness of where you are, the acceptance of what you've got going on, and deciding just one thought, I want to connect to Allah right now. Whatever it is that you're doing in this beautiful month, subhanallah, whatever it is that you are doing, I pray that it all is amassed into a heap of blessings that you will be rewarded with at the end of this beautiful month, that will carry you on, inshallah, at the end of days, that will weigh heavily on your scale of good deeds, inshallah. But being kind to yourself, it's not an option. It's not a nice to. It's not a, if everything else is all right, or when I get the time, or when I'm allowed the time, or when, when people leave me alone, or when, the kids are older, or when the house is clean, or when the jobs are done. It's not optional. Your self-care is incumbent upon you, because you're the one responsible for it. You're the one accountable for it. You're the one accountable for you, responsible for you. And your self-care, if you think about it as yourself, you, caring for you, attending to you, nurturing you, in whichever way that looks for you. Because again, it's all about your choice. What do you want? Like I said, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you had no memory, what would you do? Where would you be inclined to go? What would you be inclined to do? How would you be inclined to be with people? Have a think about it. And I'd love to know, because as you know, I'm a bit of a nosy Parker. But inshallah, I pray that helps, as always. As always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy. And inshallah, I shall be on a bit earlier tomorrow for another little conversation. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.